We've been having super nice weather and everything's starting to melt pretty good. We can actually see the bases of the trees now. Soon here it's going to be time to get stuff planted in that greenhouse. So our main priority right now is to get that greenhouse emptied, but we got to figure out where to put all that stuff. I feel like all we're ever doing is moving stuff in and out of that greenhouse because we don't really have any place to store anything. So we don't have enough room in the house to store all of our tools and materials, of course. So it's kind of just a shuffling game constantly until we can get some sort of structure built to actually have storage. So we're going to prioritize getting that greenhouse emptied and hopefully be able to start getting the garden put in shortly. But I do have to figure out where to put all of the stuff from in there. Alright, we already got most of the tools out of here. That was mostly in this section. And those are all out on the deck, being I'm going to be using them pretty frequently. The rest of it, I'm not really sure where we're going to get that. I have some ideas for the back on getting a tarp, but I have to wait for this tarp to get unstuck underneath the ice. So I'll probably go shovel that later today so that it'll melt better. But another easy one for me to do is getting all these posts out of here, because I don't think we're going to have any more snow this year. So I'll get all these posts out and throw them in our post pile. I know many were quite concerned about this greenhouse collapsing this winter with all the snow, but posts held up great. We didn't have any problems that way. It shed pretty well. We would just come inside here and tap off the top and fall right down. And then we'd go around the outside and shovel it out so we had room for the next snowfall. None of the posts had any problems poking through. We had them sometimes fall against the plastic, but there was no problems there. It wasn't like we had anything collapse onto them and poke through, so there wasn't any problem there. The greenhouse didn't go quite unscathed. We had to be pretty careful when we were shoveling around it because it was pretty easy to clip it. So if we got the shovel too close, we'd hit it with the corner and cause a little hole. So there's probably half a dozen of these around the greenhouse, and we'll probably get these cleaned up just with some like packing tape. We'll seal those holes up once we finish building this. But all in all, worked out great. It will be nice next year if we have some way of moving the snow from the outside besides just shovels, whether that be a plow on the side-by-side or a snowblower or anything. We'll see what happens next year. It may end up being shovels again, who knows, but worked out great.
Right now we're about 3 weeks postpartum. Rowan is finally taking naps in the crib, so we have a little bit of time that we can actually get some work done, that both of us can get work done, which feels super, super nice. It is actually really hot outside right now. Wearing long sleeves and long pants is way too much clothing. Yeah, it's really hot out here, actually. I'm not used to the warm weather yet.
It's not so much like just the temperature, it's that sun.
Yeah, the sun really just heats everything up. So because we have all that super nice warm weather where in a few days, it's not even, the lows are all above freezing. Yeah, so we're getting close to getting some stuff planted.
So we want this place planted.
Yeah, so we have, I don't know, probably a month before we're for sure gonna definitely get everything in the ground, hopefully. Right now, we are just trying to figure out where to put all of this stuff. So some of it we're going to grab, put in the outhouse. This area has kind of been, for the most part, picked up. All of that went on the porch because this is mostly our tools and stuff that we're using. The garden things we're probably going to keep right here because we're going to be using that in the greenhouse. Otherwise, it's kind of just a lot of random stuff, a lot of mishmash. So I think today's project for both of us is we're just going to kind of be getting all this out of there. Yeah. Pretty nice. What do you think about all this space? Lots of things to smell. All right, so we are going to get to work moving a lot of stuff. Yes, we've got big plans. Big plans for this summer.
All right, I think I figured out where we're going to be putting all this stuff in the greenhouse. We have a rope hanging right here across these two birch trees, and it's quite a span. It's probably 30 feet. And this one I just threw up over a branch and pulled it up, so I'll be able to loosen that back down, and I'll be putting this big tarp over top of it and then pulling it back up so it's more like a teepee shape to keep it dry. But I've got to wait for this to get thawed out. I shoveled out all the snow, but it's still frozen down in the ice a bit, so a few more days and that'll be out hopefully. But I'm not too worried because we don't have any rain forecasted, so we should be fine if we start packing stuff out here. So there's still a lot of snow. There's probably about a foot of snow back here, and the ground isn't super level, but I'm going to guess the best I can with stacking wood so that I can start putting stuff back here and hopefully they don't get too wet. So I'm going to take all these cutoffs that I brought over from the sawmill, and I'm just going to start laying them crisscross and just layer them up, and hopefully that'll give us enough to stack on top of. Well, that pile didn't last me as long as I hoped it would, but I still have plenty more that I can grab from the pile, and I've got lots more milling I need to do. It's an endless task. So I'll have plenty to keep on going if I need. We'll just start with this and start stacking here first, and if we need more, I'll start adding more. Starting to get late, so mosquitoes are starting to come out already. Right now we only have the ones, the big bombers is what they call them. I don't remember what they call the little ones, but right now it's just the real big ones. They come out earliest. But it's a very short window. You can wear shorts and t-shirts around here before you start getting eaten alive. So I get maybe about a week or two of it. And then it's back to long sleeves. see if I get all this done.
It's a pretty good use for all those cut-offs right now.
Yeah.
Got what, 4 layers?
3.
3?
We'll see if we get out of here. The other side looks pretty bad.
I think it all looks pretty bad.
There's a big mound here from when I had that stack of cut-offs.
So I gotta stay this way more. Oh, what a mess.
All right, that's going to do it for this week. This is what we ended up with. Most everything out of the greenhouse is on the platform. I have not moved all the windows or the lumber out yet because I need to get some more pieces over here to put the windows on, and hopefully enough to get the lumber on too so it can stay out of the wet and stay dry. So I have to do some more milling before I can get that done though. But we'll take a quick look at the greenhouse and that'll be it. All right, here we are. Greenhouse is mostly emptied. We have a pile of stuff to go to the garbage just from getting wet on the ground. That's mostly cardboard and stuff, but some other junk that we don't need anymore. There's still a tarp on the ground here that is too frozen to be able to move. All the lumber in the back along with the windows, and then all the gardening stuff. So hopefully here we're going to be able to start getting this planted, but we do have to build the end walls first. I have the lumber already cut for that, but we got to find the directions to get those up. So who knows, maybe that'll be next week.